Hello, this is Pete, or Kenshin1913, along with
Mom.
And this is another Cooking with Kenshin1913. What are we making today?
Today we're making a pasta dish called pasta bruschetta.
Yeah, it's pretty much the flavors of bruschetta inside a pasta dish.
Okay, so your ingredients are olive oil, crushed red pepper flakes, garlic, basil, mozzarella, and tomatoes. So it's very simple.
Yeah.
Everything goes together and then the pasta goes inside.
Right, and so one thing I just want to mention before we even start is you want to get your pasta actually cooking, because this pretty much takes the same amount of time as it should to boil your pasta. So I don't know if you can hear, or you can see this, a little bit of the steam coming out of it. Pretty much our pasta water is boiling, so we'll put it in just a moment. Anyways, what are we starting with?
Okay, so I'm going to start with our olive oil. They say about maybe a quarter of a cup to a half. As you all know me, I don't measure a heck of a lot of stuff when I'm cooking. I measure when I'm baking. So what I've done is this is fresh basil. Smells absolutely wonderful. And I'm using the stems as well. I chopped those up very small.
Right.
We have used 3 cloves of garlic. So a medium-sized clove of garlic.
Yeah, so this recipe is really, really easy and really, really simple. It's
this
very
is
delicious.
Our garlic bulbs.
Right. And we cut up about 4 or 5 little. What kind of tomatoes would you call those?
These are Roma tomatoes. The recipe calls for we make this a lot in the summertime.
Right.
So we use the fresh native tomatoes, the little cherry tomatoes, or the little grape tomatoes, and then you would just slice those in half. And also with the mozzarella, usually you can use, this is the one that you buy in a block, so we just cut it up into cubes. Yeah. But you can also use fresh mozzarella when you can find it.
So we're gonna start cooking the garlic, and you're gonna want to put the crushed red pepper flake and the basil stems. Now, if you don't want to, you don't have to use basil stems, but just adds a nice bit of
And when
flavor.
you put your pepper flakes to cook a little bit, they actually, I think, get a little hotter.
Right. So anyways...
So be careful with how much you're putting in unless you like it real spicy.
Yeah. So my mom just threw in the basil stem, but let us actually add our pasta, because this thing's ready to roll.
We're actually using wheat pasta.
Right.
You can use any kind of pasta you like.
Well, spaghetti's
spaghetti's probably the best. You could use a linguine or angel hair if you wanted to. Your water needs to be salted.
Right, a little salted, yeah.
And then we're just going to get this in there and let it cook.
Let it cook till about al dente, because we're actually going to need some of the pasta water for this recipe. So just get it in there.
If you have a favorite other pasta, you can use that as well.
Yeah.
Not everybody likes spaghetti.
The original one calls for spaghetti, so we'll use spaghetti. All right, pretty much what you're gonna do with this is you're gonna just kind of saute it for just a minute or two. Nothing really long, because you just want to get aromatic. Because if you let it cook too long, you could burn the garlic, and then you pretty much throw everything out. So next we're going to add our tomatoes, which my mom already cut up. And pretty much you're just going to let that saute for about 2 to 3 minutes. It's like I said, this recipe is really, really fast and really, really delicious. And the nice thing about this is, like, if you like bruschetta, which is like that toast with
chopped tomatoes, garlic, basil,
oil.
Some people put some black olives or Kalamata olives also in their bruschetta.
Yeah, we'll eventually do a episode on how to make bruschetta. But yeah, you just want to let this cook. You could salt and pepper it if you want. We're not going to bother because you're already going to get that heat from
the pepper flakes. But I'm going to add a little bit of salt.
Yeah.
Because you're going to get some salt from the cheese as well.
Right.
So we don't add too much.
So you're pretty much just going to let this cook for a few while you get the pasta going. And then we're going to need a little pasta water.
Okay, cutting your basil. You'll see this on cooking shows. I layer my leaves. Okay, so we're going to roll the basil. And then you just take your knife.
Slice it up.
And you got little ribbons.
Yeah, now throw it in there. We're going to put all the basil in here as it's cooking. My mom lowered the heat, but you don't have to. Now you're going to throw the basil in here, like she did. And now we're going to actually take a scoop or two of the pasta water. Alright, so yeah, the pasta water, I'm not 100% sure like what, I guess it adds like a little extra flavor, starch or something, I don't know. But yeah, doesn't this look great? So now we're just going to kind of let the pasta cook till about al dente. And then we're going to pour it out, throw it in the pan, because this is like a one pot wonder kind of thing.
Okay, our pasta's drained.
Once again, this is a one pot deal. Everything should be still pretty hot. And yeah, pretty much now what you're going to want to do is you get the pasta. We got our cheese here.
We want to get this all in, kind of incorporated and
right.
Mixed.
Right, you don't really need the heat on. But now you got to throw in throw in this mozzarella. And then mix it even more. And you're going to get the ooey gooiness of this lovely cheese together with the tomatoes and the basil and the garlic. And it's going to be a little hot and spicy. And don't worry about any excess noises. It's just Stella.
Stella doesn't want to go home.
She loves Grandma's house.
And she's with her grandpa.
Yeah, so what we're going to do is let's...
And then this'll keep melting a little bit.
Right.
And this cheese, because it's not the fresh, takes a little bit longer because remember it's much more solid than the fresh.
Right.
But you can see it's starting to.
Mm-hmm.
And the fresh one, it melts a little much quicker.
Right.
Still the same great taste.
All right, so we're just gonna throw a little bit of this pasta right in this delicious bowl right here. Look at this.
Here, see?
Look at that. It's like string cheese, which string cheese is made out of. So yeah, this is it. You get some of the nice basil, some of the nice garlic. You get some of the nice hot chili pepper and tomatoes. Did I say tomatoes?
Yeah.
All right, so here's our pasta. Tomatoes, basil, garlic, red chili flake. Mmm. Mmm. Here's the spot. Cheese is nice. Tomatoes are nice. I only like cooked tomatoes, so this is like the perfect thing. And basil, man, that's good. Got anything that you want to say anything about it?
No, it's very delicious.
Yeah, it's just so good and
I
so.
can't wait to eat the rest.
I know, it's so simple and quick. I mean, you make this while the pasta's cooking. That's how quick it is. But I'm actually gonna save this for a little later. So I've been Pete, or Kenshin1913, along with
Mom.
This has been another Cooking with Kenshin1913.
Enjoy and happy eating.